The James Charles and Kayla drama is still continuing, y'all. By the way, and speaking of me like saying it like that, of like still continuing, which I mean by that is because I've made so many videos about it, okay? I'm not specifically referring to Kayla because I do want to address this one thing. I have seen so many people on TikTok of like, oh my god, girl, you're completely dragging this. How long is she gonna drag this out for? It seems like she's more mad at James Charles than her ex, you know what I'm saying? Which I feel like one, it's her story to tell. Two, she had to stay silent for so long, obviously, because she was waiting for the court situation to happen, and obviously she couldn't speak out about a lot of things before because that could play a role within her court hearing. So I feel like she is fully entitled to speak out about this as long as she wants. And by the way, everything happened so fast. Do you know what I mean? Like, the court had happened, James Charles responded literally an hour after, and then she's been briefly speaking about it since then. So in my personal opinion, I don't really think she's dragging it out. I think if this was like 6 months down the road and she made a video about it every single month, then I could understand why people are saying, oh, okay, girl, you're dragging this James Charles situation on a little too much. I get it, but then it's like also at the same time too, can you imagine how blindsided she feels and how betrayed she feels to know as soon as everything came to light that her ex was talking to James? Like, everything that had came out was crazy. If you guys did not check, I actually made a video basically kind of like reacting to her addressing this whole entire situation with James Charles, and I gotta say, y'all, I feel like I am a very, gracious person, okay? Like, I really, like, if I'm being real with you guys, okay, let me toot my own little horn over here. I actually like that about myself. I like that I give people the benefit of the doubt. I like myself in the aspect of, like, I could look at a situation and be like, okay, well, we needed a little grace over here because obviously there's, like, nuance to every single damn topic. Do you know what I mean? And I never want to be that, like, hateful person as so many people are on social media, y'all. I've seen so many people, I'm like, okay, well, maybe that's a little bit too much. Do you know what I mean? Because I think that we need a little bit more positivity in our lives. You know what I mean? However, when it comes down to James Charles now, I feel like I am over it. Like, I'm just kind of like, okay, he's shady, he's grimy, he has issues. Like, straight up, like, I've said it before. I said it in my last video. I was like, he needs help. Okay, like, go to therapy. Like, go to Patty Stanger. I don't know if you guys remember the Millionaire Matchmaker. I don't understand what his whole thing is with him DMing people and talking to people within vanish mode. Like, I just don't get it, okay? And I really do feel like it's frustrating to me because I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys, okay? Obviously, yes, I have a lot of insecurities, but y'all know I have always said them. I'm fat, I'm bald, I'm hairy. Y'all, my back literally looks like a freaking gorilla. They call me Silverback in my family. So I'm just kind of like, look, I got all these damn insecurities, and I'm kind of like, James is young. He's rich. He's cute. Like, he has all these things going for him. So it's like, bitch, you can go out there and get whoever the hell you want to get, but yet you want to, like, prey on people. It's kind of scary. It's kind of alarming. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I really do feel like he is that person. Now I see it clear as day now that I'm like, he uses his fame, he uses his success, and he, brags to these people of like, oh, do you want to come stay in a $7 million mansion? Do you want to fly first class? I'll fly you out. And then to me, it's just kind of like, oh, okay, it's giving Epstein. Do you know what I mean? Like, I am so sorry. Like, the more that I see of it, I'm like, oh. And I've said it before, I did give him the benefit of the doubt as far as like him and his growth. And the reason for that being, in case I was not clear enough to you guys, okay? When everything had came out with him and his whole allegations of him like texting minors, I was scared to speak out about the situation because there was so many fakes. Yes, I know that he did say that he did in fact text somebody who was underage, but it had came out also too that like the person was like lying about their age. Do you know what I mean? So that's why I'm just kind of like, well, if you're lying about their age, like, y'all, I got to keep it real with you guys. Like, my mom lied to my dad about her age for years. Do you know what I mean? And she looked the part. Like, she was much younger than what she was. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm kind of like, what do you do when you're talking to somebody and they lie to you about their age? Do you know what I mean? I've had the reverse happen to me, y'all. I was talking to this guy before. This is years ago, by the way. And I want to say I was like 26 at the time, and he had told me that he was like 32. Come to find out, this bitch was 45. I was like, well, damn, you look great for 45. But I was like, wait, like, at that time, I was like, my dad's like 45. Like, what the hell? You know what I mean? So I was like, I don't want to date somebody my dad's age. But I just kind of like, I don't know. I don't want to say I understood the situation, but I was kind of like, like, well, shit, there's so much going on right now. So many people made so many fake DMs about this that had to like come out and make an apology because they got contacted by James' lawyer, and it turns out they were 100% made up. So that's where I was just kind of like, I don't know. But now we see it clear as day when it comes down to this situation that James is what everybody says that he is, okay? Also, I started seeing on my For You page and I was like, what is going on right now? I feel like maybe James Charles paid some people off. I don't really know, okay? Because I don't know what happened on my For You page that so many people were like, oh my gosh, like, he's a grown-ass adult. He said before that, you know what? I didn't really see Kayla as a close friend like that. We just collaborated a couple times. He could talk to him if he wanted to talk to him. I'm like, You don't think that's shady at all? Like, when there's literally 8 billion people on this damn planet, you don't think it's shady that he decided to go after this one person? Do you know what I mean? And specifically when Kayla literally texted him and said abuse within that, he still decided to pursue Evan. Y'all don't think that's shady? And so many people, I'm not exaggerating, I've probably seen about 4 or 5 videos that had thousands of likes on it of people saying, you know what, if he decided to get with somebody who was known to be abusive, that's on him. That's his karma. If he wants to do it, okay. Like, why is everyone making a big deal about it? It's like, it really shows his character. Like, people with a normal brain are going to be like, oh, you're a bad person, I don't want to be around that. Do you know what I mean? Anyways, y'all, I'm rambling like a mother today, okay? I feel like it's been so long since I've talked. So I do want to say James Charles spoke out about this situation. He did make some story posts about this, okay? Because if you guys did not check within my last video that I had talked about Kayla, she responded to this whole situation and finally spoke out about James and put out all the information, okay? Which, by the way, as soon as like she put it out, everyone's like, well, clearly we saw this, you know what I mean? So he decided to put things out there, which I have to say, I think it's very, very peculiar that he decided to put out some DMs, okay, from before they had met, okay, before James Charles flew him out. Why didn't he put out any type of DMs, after the fact? If he was really trying to clear his name, put out those DMs, because this is what he had posted right here. I'm happy that Kayla got justice for what Evan put her through, and like she said, she deserves to celebrate. I genuinely wish the best and pray that she continues to win with her abuser staying behind bars. He released these DMs right here that are from Instagram, and it was a photo, and then he said brother is crazy, which obviously that's triggering to him for this guy to call him brother, because he's like, wait, that's like friend zoning me. If y'all know, my bad, that's me. My saying from Tennessee, haha, say brother to everyone. Hawaii, just fun as fuck. Also, Kayla and Emma was just talking about you. We escaped the fires. I miss them. Yeah, good for you guys. So obviously he's putting this out there because it makes him seem very innocent. And then there's a video call from Evan, a missed call right there. Yo, my bad. And then he says, James says, LOL, you're all good, no worries. And then Evan says to him, you should come to Hawaii with us sometime. And then he puts on there that it was a selfie. And then that selfie he had sent the first girls with the background. And then the whole brother situation. And more DMs right here, obviously, that seem very, very innocent on his behalf. But once again, this is all while Evan was with Kayla, So you guys can also see from right here, this dating all the way back from October 22nd. It says, it was good meeting you, brother. He puts heart hands. Hope you got home safe, man. I'm in bed safely. I'm about to knock out. Good night. That's good to hear. That's crazy you went the whole night sober. Knock out the big shit in the morning. Is there any good events coming up? Whatever, just casual conversation. Obviously, this all was very orchestrated to make James look good, because this all seems like innocent conversation, and he's basically saying like, oh, Evan was hitting me up before. Do you know what I mean? Which it is true. You can see from these DMs right here, if none of them were deleted, that Evan is hitting him up before. But obviously we want to know what happened after the fact. We want to know what happened after the breakup. What were those DMs like? And James obviously is not putting that out. And you guys are going to see, I'm going to play a clip from Kayla to where she's talking about vanish mode. Anyways, this is another thing right here. I watched Kayla's video last night, and I'm grateful that she did not feed into the lies that she was told by Zach, while also expressing I upset her. I said it in my original video, and I'll say it again. Kayla, I'm sorry that I was ever involved with this compulsive liar, and I'm even more sorry that my involvement hurt you. She said in her video that she wasn't sure which stories from Evan were true, and there seems to be some confusions about my involvement before their breakup. I want to make it clear I absolutely did not pursue Evan or have a secret plot to take him from Kayla. As you will see, Evan reached out to me multiple times. I politely responded and then ended the conversation. I offered to privately share all of the messages directly with Kayla so she could see what actually happened, but now I will share them publicly to hopefully make it clear. And that was obviously his response before he had, released all those DMs that I had actually just read. And I think that this is so crazy. Whoever James Charles' team is, they got a good ass team. They really do. Like, whoever, puts it in his head, do this, do this, do this. Obviously, he's releasing all these things because those diehard James Charles fans out there are looking at this of like, oh my God, this is so innocent. What's wrong with this? And it's like, y'all, those are all the messages before. Obviously, we want to see what happened after. Like, it was already proven, and James confirmed it himself, that he did, in fact, fly Evan out to his house. So, what happened then? What was that in between time? Like, what were the DMs like then? And you guys are going to see from this, I'm going to go ahead and play a couple clips right now from Kayla, to where she's talking about, like, damn, vanish mode. And then she even, like, talks about this whole situation to where she was going to get a Morphe palette, which obviously was James Charles' Morphe palette. Check this out.
Hey, Instagram, can we get rid of vanish mode? Can we get rid of that? Can we just go in the little... Can we get rid of that? I'm gonna go crazy. Also, I'm sitting here just scrolling on my For You page, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, genuinely, I would fucking kill to, like, go up to 12-year-old me right now. Just go time travel to 12-year-old me with her Morphe palette in hand, post notifications on. Grandma waited in line for hours for this goddamn Morphe palette. And just, like, to see her reaction to all this shit. Like, if I could go back in time and just be like, babe, you don't need the palette, okay? Like, plot twist, babe. Put the palette fucking down. Grandma, get out of line at Morphe. Okay, there's a twist. I would just kill. Like, what the fuck? Like, genuinely just like, what the fuck?
Clearly, she was throwing shade at James Charles right there. And when she was talking about the vanish mode, she was obviously talking about James Charles is known to talk to people in vanish mode on Instagram, which I don't even know how to access that feature, but I think what it is, from like people told me, is that it's like Snapchat, as to where like before you could like send a Snapchat and then it would like delete it. Do you know what I mean? But I guess people don't have the option of saving the messages that are on vanish mode. I don't know much about it. I've never used it, but I have to say, obviously, after all this, I'm like, oh my God, James knows exactly what he's doing. And the people that believe him, I think you're just kind of delusional. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, clearly he's putting out these messages as damage control. And he did that specifically after Kayla responded to his video, and like obviously waited till after the whole court case and everything. And when she put up her 3 TikToks, that's when James Charles posted this. Do you know what I'm saying? Which I'm just kind of like, okay, yeah, what about all the vanish mode messages? What else have you said before? If he had this guy come over to his house, I am so sure that he was being extremely flirtatious, and he obviously does not want to put that out there. Also, before ending out this video, I do want to go ahead and play another clip right here, because you know what's so crazy, okay? I haven't had time to actually like listen to it. Apparently, Evan, Kayla's ex, had called into a podcast from jail and was like talking about things. And I don't know, y'all, like from clips that I have seen on TikTok, I was like, I need to listen to this whole thing because I'm so thrown off by this. But she did make a TikTok addressing this situation and talking about it, because the things that he's saying, and basically saying that no, he's not really guilty, but he just pled guilty because he had to because of prior charges. It's kind of crazy. Check out our clip right here.
I'm genuinely sitting here trying to like hold back tears of just like anger and like who the was I dating for the past 9 months? You're telling me that you are currently sitting in a jail cell after pleading guilty in front of my face, in front of my family's face, in front of my friend's face, public record. You pled guilty to domestic assault, and now you are serving time for it. And while you are sitting in this jail cell, you collect fucking call. That's at least $1.50. You call a podcast. You jail phone in on this podcast and just start yapping about how you're innocent and you never did it and you just had to plead guilty and you weren't actually guilty. And that all the videos were like AI. How fucking invalidating. Like, how can you genuinely live in such a fantasy land? I just got emailed this shit, and I'm like I want to throw up. Like, I actually want to throw up. What the like, that... Like, who are you? Like, genuinely, who was I dating for the past 9 months?
I'm sorry, y'all, but if that was me, I would be triggered. Like, if obviously we went through court, you're in jail, you obviously pled guilty. Like, what? How are you going to get up on here on the internet because you know that you're on a podcast and say, like, oh, no, I just had to do it? Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know how things work, obviously, in Tennessee. I feel like there's just each state obviously has their different laws, but there's no way that I'm going to plead guilty to something that I didn't do. I don't care what I have to do to fight it. Like, I'm just not going to do it. In my personal opinion, I think that there was sufficient evidence that his lawyers were probably like, okay, you know what? It's better for you to just go ahead and plead guilty, because maybe they'll give him a plea deal and be like, hey, your sentence will be less, rather than you fighting this and it comes out to be true. That's my opinion on it. Obviously, just speculation here, allegedly, you know what I'm saying? But I just think that things are obviously, I don't know. I would be triggered if I was her, honestly, because I'm like, you literally like pled guilty and now you're saying that you didn't do it, that you just had to. That would bother me. Anyways, make sure you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions about everything. Please make sure y'all let me know if y'all want to see them vanish mode DMs, because I really do. Because I am so sorry. I'm just so sure that they were something like flirtatious and he just don't want to put it out there. But anyways, I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, Girl Scout.